This is not a metaphor. Your future self just confirmed the shift. Your alignment begins now. This is not a promise of a future event. It is a statement of energetic fact. The breakthrough you have been praying for, fighting for, waiting for, is not coming. It has arrived. The signal has been sent. This video, this very moment of you watching and listening, is the delivery system. This is grounded in the physics of retrocausality, the proven principle that the future can influence the past. Your future timeline, the one where you are fully actualized, whole, and living in your highest expression, is not silent. It is sending back an echo, a confirmation, a flare of light sent backward through time to find you right here, right now, and to pull you forward. In the next 30 minutes, you will receive the direct energetic transmission from your future self. You will understand the signs you have been experiencing and likely misinterpreting, and you will be given the exact protocol to align with this new reality. We are going to collapse the distance between the person you are and the person you have already become. The science of non-linear time, what physicists call the block universe, suggests that all moments exist simultaneously. Past, present, and future are all happening right now. Your ascended future self is not in a distant when, it is in a different here, a parallel frequency, a completed version of your energy field that is just as real as the body you are sitting in. The reason you have felt so much tension, so much friction, is because you have been living on the seam between these two realities. This has been the source of your exhaustion. Let me be honest about what that has felt like. It has been a spiritual marathon with no finish line. The endless waiting, the synchronicities that lead nowhere, the angel numbers that flash on the clock, promising a miracle that never seems to land in your bank account or your relationships. It is the feeling of being perpetually on the edge, pushing with everything you have. But the goalposts keep moving. You have done the work. You have cleared the trauma. You have raised your vibration. You have written the affirmations. You have built the vision boards until your walls were covered in pictures of a life you could taste but never touch. And still you wake up in the same reality, the same anxieties, a profound dissonance between the magnificent future you feel in your soul and the frustrating reality you see in the mirror. This was not your failure. That exhaustion was not a sign that you were doing it wrong. That spiritual fatigue was the necessary precondition for this message to arrive. It was the tension building in a cosmic bow just before the arrow is released, the pressure building deep within the earth before a new island is born. Every moment of doubt, every tear shed in the dark night of the soul, where you begged the universe for a sign, any sign, that was not a setback. It was you tuning your own energetic dial, clearing the static so this one final signal could break through. This entire process can be understood through a single metaphor, the quantum voicemail. Imagine that in the exact moment your future self achieved everything you dream of, the peace, the abundance, the love, the wholeness. They did something remarkable. They stopped, turned their awareness back through time to you, and recorded a message not of hope, but of confirmation, a message that simply says, "It is done, we made it. Everything you went through was worth it. Now stop fighting, just align." That message was sent instantly, non-locally, but it has been traveling through the dense interference patterns of your old timeline, pushing through the static of collective doubt, through the noise of your own fears, through the beliefs that told you it had to be hard. For years you may have only heard snippets of it, a moment of profound intuition, a dream that felt more real than waking life, a sudden wave of inexplicable peace. You were hearing fragments of the message, distorted by the noise, but your journey of healing and seeking was never about convincing the universe to send the message. It was about cleaning your receiver, becoming the precise energetic coordinate where the signal could finally be received with perfect clarity. That coordinate is here. The time is now. Right now, the static is clearing. You can feel a shift in the room, a change in the pressure of the air. That is the sound of the connection being made, a final definitive click. And in the silence, you can begin to hear a voice that is familiar yet impossibly powerful. It is your own voice, resonant with a certainty you have always longed for. The voicemail is finally being played. By the end of this transmission, the question that has haunted your journey, "When will my shift happen?" will be obsolete. It will feel like a question from a different person, a different lifetime. You will no longer be scanning the horizon for a sign. You will be the sign. To fully grasp the mechanics of this shift, you must upgrade your understanding of reality itself. You have been operating under an old map, a linear map that says time moves in a straight line from a fixed past to an unknown future. This map is not wrong, it is just incomplete. Imagine your life not as a line, but as a river. At every significant choice point, every moment of decision, the river forks. A new tributary branches off, creating a parallel stream of reality. You flow down one of these streams, but the other streams do not vanish, they continue to flow. Each one is a distinct, valid, real timeline. This is not science fiction, it is the fundamental implication of quantum mechanics. Every time you chose left instead of right, took the job or did not, spoke up or stayed silent, a version of you continued down the other path. There are timelines where you are living out your greatest fears, and there are timelines where you are living in the full embodiment of your highest potential. Your future self, the one who sent that message, is not a hypothetical fantasy. It is a physical, embodied reality. It is you on a timeline that has already achieved the coherence, the peace, the success you are currently seeking. That version of you is not in a distant future. It is in a parallel present, a different frequency, a different stream in the cosmic river. The shift you are feeling, the reason for the exhaustion and the strange synchronicities is because your timeline is now undergoing a convergence. Your stream is bending, preparing to merge with that higher frequency tributary. You are not chasing a future. You are preparing for a confluence of timelines that was destined to happen. Your soul chose this convergence point before you ever incarnated. So many of you are asking how to connect with your future self. The answer is not a technique, it is an architecture. We call this structure the Future Self-Alignment Bridge. This is not merely a metaphor, it is a tangible energetic structure, a wormhole connecting your present state to the fully actualized state of your future self. It operates on three principles. First, coherence. The bridge is made of coherent light, of focused consciousness. It is not a flimsy rope bridge swaying in the winds of doubt. It is a stable crystalline structure built from your moments of clarity, your acts of faith, your unwavering inner knowing. Every time you choose love over fear, you add another beam to this bridge. Second, resonance. A bridge is useless if you do not walk across it. Resonance is the act of tuning your energy to the frequency of the bridge itself. Your future self is constantly broadcasting a signal, an emotional tone. It is the frequency of peace, of wholeness, of gratitude. When you consciously generate these feelings in your present moment, you begin to vibrate in harmony with the bridge. You make it solid, you make it crossable. Third, non-local communication. This is the magic. Information across this bridge does not travel, it simply exists simultaneously at both ends. Your future self is not yelling across a canyon. The moment you step onto the bridge through resonance, you have instant access to their wisdom, their perspective, their memories. This bridge is your birthright. The energetic static of your old timeline is all that has kept you from seeing it. You have been diligent. You have done the work. The vision boards, the affirmations, the scripting, the acting as if. You have poured so much energy into these methods, often with fleeting results, followed by the familiar crash of disappointment. Those methods were not wrong, they were simply incomplete tools for the task at hand. Your future self is broadcasting on a crystal-clear high-frequency signal, but you have been trying to receive this signal on an old crackling radio. Your affirmations were you screaming the name of a new station into a microphone, hoping it would magically change the frequency. You were shouting a new belief, but the underlying hardware of your nervous system was still wired for the old broadcast of scarcity and struggle. Your vision boards were you taping a beautiful picture over the rusted speaker. It looked right, it felt inspiring for a moment, but when you turned it on, the same static came through. You were changing the external image without upgrading the internal circuitry. The practice of acting as if was the most advanced, but also the most exhausting. It was like manually turning the dial, millimeter by millimeter, trying to find a clear signal that the hardware was simply not designed to receive. The moment your focus lapsed, the dial slipped back to its default setting. Do you feel the truth in this? The problem was never your effort, never your desire, never your worthiness. The problem was you were trying to change the station when you needed to upgrade the receiver. This transmission you are receiving now is the final component that allows the upgrade to complete. It rewires your energetic system to lock onto the high-frequency broadcast of your ascended timeline, effortlessly, permanently. This brings us to the revelation that will release you from the struggle forever. It is not about attracting your future, it is about remembering it. Take a breath and let that sink into your bones. The entire paradigm of manifestation has been built on the idea of lack, the idea that what you want is out there, separate from you, and you must perform the correct rituals to pull it toward you. This framework reinforces separation. It is a paradigm of effort, of chasing, of trying. We are leaving that paradigm behind right now. Alignment is an act of memory, not an act of creation. Your future self has already created the reality you desire. It is done. It is complete. It is a finished masterpiece. Your work is not to repaint the masterpiece from scratch. Your work is to remember it, to feel the memory of that accomplished reality so deeply that your present moment has no choice but to reorganize itself around that memory. You are not creating. You are aligning with what is already complete. You are not attracting. You are remembering. You are not hoping. You are accepting. This is the great relief, the cosmic exhale, the burden of having to figure it all out, of having to make it all happen, of carrying the weight of creation on your shoulders. It is over. You can lay it down. Here is the key that unlocks the final door. The shift is not an external event. It is not a solar flare, a planetary alignment, or a grand collective awakening that you are waiting for. The shift is an internal event. It is the precise moment your present awareness becomes coherent with the awareness of your future self. You are not waiting for a bridge to appear. You are not building a bridge. You are the bridge. Your consciousness right now is the material. Your awareness is the sacred architecture spanning the perceived gap between your present timeline and your ascended one. The waiting was you holding your breath, believing you were made of stone, when in fact you are made of light. The struggle was you trying to build something that you already are. What if the only thing required to complete the shift was your radical acceptance that it has already happened? Feel the truth of that. You are not a traveler hoping to cross a bridge to a better future. You are the destination and the journey itself embodied. This means your future self is not a separate distant being to pray to or petition. Your future self is an active present intelligence to collaborate with. The communication is not one way, it is a constant dynamic dialogue. You are partners in the grandest project imaginable, the embodiment of a perfected timeline. This also means every challenge you faced was not punishment, it was not a sign you were off your path, it was a resonance check. Every heartbreak, every financial struggle, every dark night of the soul was a calibration tool. Your energetic system was being tested, strengthened, and prepared to handle the sheer voltage of your future reality. The pain was preparation, the struggle was the tempering of the steel, and most profoundly, this means you can stop trying to get there. Let those words land. You can lay down the exhausting burden of becoming, the endless self-improvement projects, the constant striving to be more spiritual, more healed, more worthy. From this moment, you start operating from there. You make choices not to get to your future, but from the perspective of the future that is already accomplished. You are no longer trying to climb the mountain. You are the mountain remembering its own majesty. Your future self has been leaving you evidence of this shift for months, perhaps years. You have simply been misinterpreting the data. The true signs are not angel numbers or feathers on the sidewalk. The true signs are deep, structural changes in your reality that you have likely labeled as problems or failures. I call them quantum echoes. They are the sound of your future destination bleeding backward into your present moment. The first quantum echo is the great detachment, the sudden inexplicable loss of interest in goals and desires that you once chased with every fiber of your being. The promotion you worked years for now feels like a hollow prize. The The business you bled to build now feels like a beautiful cage. From the outside, it can look like depression or apathy. You thought you were losing your ambition. You were not. You were outgrowing a timeline. Your future self does not exist on that timeline. As the alignment bridge strengthens, the resonant field of that future reality echoes backward and neutralizes the energetic charge of your old goals. The detachment is a sign that your energy field is unattaching from a reality that is no longer your destination. It feels like loss. It is actually liberation. The second quantum echo is nostalgia for the future. A profound, overwhelming feeling of homesickness for a place you have never been, a person you have never met, or a feeling you have never consciously experienced in this life. It might be triggered by a piece of music that brings tears to your eyes for a life you feel you have forgotten, a certain quality of afternoon light that makes your soul ache for a quiet home in the mountains. This is not daydreaming. This is your present-day nervous system picking up the fully formed memories of your future self. As the alignment bridge strengthens, these memories begin to bleed through. You feel the memory of that future peace in your bones. It feels like nostalgia because from your future self's perspective, it is a memory. You are literally remembering your future. The third quantum echo is the system reset, a period of intense external chaos where the core structures of your old life suddenly fall apart. The stable job is eliminated. The long-term relationship abruptly ends. The home you thought you would live in for years is suddenly sold. It appears as catastrophic failure, a cosmic betrayal. This is not punishment. This is not bad luck. It is a controlled demolition. The reality you have been living in is a complex energetic matrix designed to support your old timeline self, but it is fundamentally incompatible with the frequency of your future self. The new higher frequency reality cannot be built on the old foundation. The old foundation must be cleared. The universe is not destroying your life. It is forcibly clearing the construction site for your new one. Do you see the pattern now? The great detachment creates the necessary void. The nostalgia for the future provides the new blueprint. The system reset clears the contaminated ground so the new blueprint can be built on a clean foundation. Look back at your own life. See the confusion, the loss, the strange longings, not as a history of your failures, but as unmistakable evidence of your becoming. I invite you now to find a space where you can be undisturbed. Sit comfortably or lie down. Allow your body to be supported. And when you are ready, gently close your eyes. Take a deep, conscious breath in, filling your lungs completely. Feel the air as liquid light, nourishing every cell. And as you exhale, release everything that does not belong in this sacred space. Release the doubt, release the fatigue, release the story of the long, hard wait. Again, a deep breath in, drawing in the frequency of this transmission, the knowing that you are on the cusp of a great remembering. And a long, slow exhale, letting your shoulders drop, your jaw soften, the tension in your forehead melting away. Bring your awareness to your heart space. Right here in the center of your chest is the origin point of the bridge. Before we build it, acknowledge with profound gratitude the self that has brought you to this exact coordinate. The self that navigated the confusion, the self that endured the dark nights, the self that never truly gave up hope. This self is not something to be discarded. It is the foundation upon which your future is built. Honor its resilience, honor its courage. Now shift your awareness to the horizon of your own consciousness. Out in the vast, quiet space of your inner world, sense a presence. This is not about picturing a face. Release the need to see anything with your mind's eye. This is a journey of feeling. Sense an energetic signature. It is your own, amplified, coherent whole. It might feel like warmth on the edge of your perception, a gentle magnetic pull, a distant, beautiful music whose melody you have always known. It is the feeling of ultimate peace, absolute certainty, unconditional success, the feeling of home. This is the energy of your future self. Feel its presence, feel its profound, unwavering love for you, feel its patience. There is no judgment coming from this presence, only pride, only compassion, only a powerful silent declaration. You made it, we are here. Now bring your awareness back to your heart center. From the center of your heart, feel an energy begin to gather, a point of brilliant, coherent light. With your intention, allow this light to extend outward from your chest, moving across the space between you and your future self. This is not effort, it is allowance. You are not forcing anything. You are simply remembering how it is built. Feel this beam of light extending, stretching, solidifying into a magnificent bridge, a bridge made of your own consciousness. It shimmers with all of your potential, all of your wisdom, all of your power. This is the future self-alignment bridge, and you are standing at its entrance. Take a symbolic first step onto the bridge. As your foot connects with its luminous surface, feel a subtle shift in your entire being, a feeling of lightness, of relief. You have just stepped out of the dense frequency of the old timeline and onto the high-frequency pathway of your ascended reality. Now take another step. With this step, a wave of clarity washes over you. The mental fog begins to part. Another step. A deep-seated feeling of unworthiness dissolves into the light. It was never yours to begin with, just a program from the old timeline. Walk forward now at your own pace. With every step, an old limitation crumbles. With every step, a forgotten strength returns. With every step, you become more you. You are halfway across now. The presence of your future self is growing stronger. The warmth is becoming an embrace. The magnetic pull is becoming an undeniable call home. One final step. You are now in the center of the bridge, standing face to face with the energy of your highest self. And here in this sacred center, the two become one. Feel the two presences meeting. It is not a collision. It is a merging, a seamless integration of your present awareness with your future fulfilled awareness. Feel what it feels like as this higher frequency version of you flows into your present self. It is the feeling of a long-lost part of your soul clicking back into place. In this moment of merging, there is a transmission, an activation, not in words, not in images, a direct energetic download of a single core feeling. Receive it now. Perhaps it is absolute peace, unshakable sovereignty, profound creative joy, deep abiding safety. Whatever it is the precise energetic medicine your soul requires at this moment. Let it pour into you. Let this feeling saturate every atom, every cell, every strand of your DNA. This is the confirmation. This cellular embodied knowing is the activation of the shift. It is done. Stay in this merged state for another moment, breathing it in, becoming it, and very gently, when you are ready, begin to bring your awareness back. Feel the bridge of light slowly retracting back into your heart center, not disappearing, but integrating. It is now a permanent structure within you, accessible at any moment. Feel your consciousness fully returning to your physical body. Notice the weight of your body again, the sounds in the room. Place one or both hands over your heart. Anchor this feeling in your physical body. Press it into your cellular memory. This feeling is no longer something you chase. It is something you are. When you are ready, slowly open your eyes. Welcome back. The activation is complete, but the integration is just beginning. You are now operating on a new system, and like any new system, it comes with an operating manual. These are not more tasks to add to your spiritual to-do list. They are protocols of being, the practical moment-to-moment applications of the certainty you now hold in your cells. The first tool is the future self filter. When faced with any choice, pause for 3 seconds, take one deep breath, place your hand on your heart, reconnecting to that core feeling you received on the bridge. Now present the first option to your inner self and feel, does the energy in your chest expand, brighten, become more solid, or does it slightly shrink, dim, feel tight? Then present the second option and feel again. That feeling of expansion, of rightness, of home, that is the signal from your future self. It is the resonance of your new timeline. Learn to distinguish the fireworks of the ego from the deep, steady glow of your soul. The second tool is retrocausal anchoring. Each morning, for 5 minutes, you will connect to your future self and ask them to give you the memory of a success that is already complete for them. You will not visualize the money in the bank. You will feel the memory of profound peace, freedom, and security that your future self lives with every day. It feels like a settled fact, not a hopeful wish. You are not trying to cause an effect. You are aligning with an effect that has already been caused in your future. The third tool is the neutrality protocol. When a pattern from your old timeline emerges, a wave of anxiety, a critical inner voice, an external situation that triggers you, this is your protocol. First, notice it, see it clearly. Second, label it, an echo, a ghost, a powerless residue of a timeline that is now defunct. Third, apply a field of radical neutrality. Do not engage with it. Do not argue with it. Do not try to fix it. Simply observe it with detached curiosity. Give it zero emotional fuel. An energetic pattern that is not fed with emotional charge cannot sustain its form. By observing it with pure neutrality, you are declaring its unreality. It will dissolve. This is how you stop fighting a war that is already over. You did it. Take a breath and feel the truth of that statement. The signal was received. The transmission was accepted. The bridge was walked. You are no longer waiting for the shift. You are the shift. The person who started this video existed in a state of hopeful anxiety, scanning the horizon for a sign. You are no longer that person. You are the sign. Your very presence, now coherent with your highest timeline, is a living, breathing confirmation that the future has arrived. This is not a temporary state. This is not a fleeting high. This is your new energetic home, the baseline from which you will now operate. You have graduated from the curriculum of waiting. Your mastery is acknowledged. Your sovereignty is restored. And this was never just about your personal evolution. What happens when a tuning fork begins to vibrate at its perfect pitch? It causes other tuning forks nearby to resonate with it. What happens when a light is switched on in a dark room? It does not just illuminate itself. It provides a reference point for everything around it. Your bridge is not an isolated structure. It is a node, a lighthouse. Now that it is activated and stable, it has begun to emit a coherent frequency, a signal of wholeness and completion, and that signal is being heard all across the planet. Individuals who received their own quantum voicemail are activating their own bridges. Your personal bridge is becoming a single crucial component in a global network of light. The purpose was never just to save yourself. It was to become a stable anchor point for a new planetary reality. Remember where you were 30 minutes ago. Remember the spiritual fatigue, the exhaustion of the almost but not quite. Remember the quiet fear that maybe you were doing it all wrong. Breathe that memory in, and now breathe it out for the last time. It is a ghost, an echo from a timeline that is no longer yours. You are a bridge, not just for yourself but for the world. You are a conduit for a future that is no longer coming, but is now present. Live from this truth. Make your choices from this truth. Your alignment is a gift to all of us. The work is done. The being has begun. If you felt the shift, if something inside you knows this message was meant for you, leave a comment with the words, "I am the bridge." This is not for the algorithm. It is for your alignment. A declaration that you accept the shift that has already occurred. Subscribe and turn on notifications, because this awakening does not end here. The next transmission will go deeper into how your personal shift heals your entire lineage, backward and forward through time. Breathe deeply into your new frequency. Walk with the quiet certainty of one who knows. The shift is not coming. You are the shift. I will see you on the other side.